Any difference in setup for wedges?
The only thing for us would be obviously grind. Certainly in your highest lofted wedge, depending on how you're going to use a wedge. I'll show you the three main options. You've got to gap it from your pitching wedge. Then we've got these three main options. We've got our standard sole here, 60-10 degrees bounce. Then we have what we call our tour grind, where we've got obviously this sort of half moon grind where relief taken from the heel, toe and off the back. And then we have our HT wedge, which obviously got a much thicker, flatter, wider sole. This actually probably plays a little bit less bounce than this one, but obviously you have the option of the big high toe with obviously the grooves going all the way across. If someone's going to play obviously more square face shots, you're probably looking at these two. If someone's going to start opening the club face a lot more, it's these. But all I would do is, it's always difficult when you add wedges on the end of an iron fit because you've just been hitting full out, full out, full out, and you go, can you now just hit this
really
club, this club towards these nets here, and they hit it 50 yards past it because they can't dial it back? But that's exactly what this club is. Take that one, and imagine you're just trying to pitch it into that net.
Oh, into this?
Yeah.
Right.
And then this is where, almost, it's all about sound. How does it feel through the turf, and how does it sound, especially off this hard, hollow mat?
Yeah, but that's what you just said, isn't it? Because you're hitting the irons, dialing it back now, yeah. There you go.
Nice. Right, swap to that one then. And this is where, when I normally do it, I don't show people what I'm swapping them to, so they're only seeing the club as it is at address. So this is where I was trying to jump in and get you to change, because you couldn't bring the speed back because there was a bit too much bounce. You were catching it a bit low on the blade, it was coming out low and hot. Now this club's got a lot less bounce, or effective bounce, because that material's been taken off the back of the club. You can get into the back of the ball, strike it higher up on the face, and it's coming out much softer. Now you'd want to see, right, what happens if I open the face? Can I still kind of get under it? Can I flop it?
Yeah, I like that.
So then try this one. So this is the HT. So even though this is quite a flat sole, or quite a wide sole, it's got low effective bounce.
That's nice.
Obviously this is a completely different look and not something that's going to be for everybody.
I'm my shoulders.
Nice. That popped up lovely,
So
didn't
for
it?
me, you'd be between the tour grind or the HT. One, depending on whichever you'd want to look at, and two, how you're going to use it. Almost bounced a bit there.
Which one felt the best to you?
Back to that, just to get a comparison.
That felt better in my hands, to be honest.
The last one?
Yeah.
Have one and then swap again.
The weight felt better for some reason. Whether there was anything different there.
It should be built the same. Go back to that.
Is it all the same?
Yeah, should be. Actually, I'm not saying they definitively are. They should be.
It just feels heavy, that.
Sometimes when the head looks bigger, it feels heavy.
Yeah,
It feels so
psychological.
It's a mind game.
That feels so different.
That's lovely. That pops out nice, that, doesn't
So
it?
then what you do is you go, right, I've got a 46-degree pitching wedge, I've got a 60-degree lob wedge, right, I probably need to go to a 50-degree gap wedge, and then you've got to work out, right, what are you going to use your middle wedge for if you're going to go through a full wedge system? Do you want a 54 or a 56, depending on what you use it for? If you're going to hit more fuller shots with that middle wedge, it's probably a 54. If the middle wedge is going to be your bunker club, you then probably go 56, and then you could go a 56 and a 60 in a high toe, and match it up, match the shafts, same length, same lies, same grips. And again, it doesn't have to be rocket science, it's just a case of finding what suits, and then using kind of the specs and your logic to get it all matched up.
That feels easier to change flight, change shots. Heavy.
So then the other thing is, with the high toe having more weight higher up in the club, it then obviously brings the CG higher, which creates a lower launching, higher spinning flight, which when you want to hit more kind of punchy knockdown shots, it's going to be easier to do it with that than it would with these.
Cool. Mate, that's awesome.
What do you think?
Yeah, I love them. That's awesome. How much would this kind of set you back? This kind of set 4 to 49 and then 4 to pitch and then those wedges.
We can kind of only go off recommended retail prices and stuff, but I say we as Wilson, we're very kind of competitive.
Yeah.
But again, you'd have to kind of see what they're out there.
It's so bespoke, the setup. I suppose it's all.
Yeah, it's always just a case of sometimes there's a few shafts you'll see a little bit more upcharge and those things, but again, Wilson as a brand, we're much kind of more reasonably priced than everything else. So even with those, it'd still be better than anything else. But
that felt brilliant.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Thanks, mate.
Not a problem.
Awesome. Thanks a lot.
Brilliant.
Cheers.